folks, welcome back. This is Rodney Smith, and this will be the part two, the sequel to the part one, how to use Jing to go ahead and do a screen capture, do an image capture. Okay. Now, in the previous video, we worked with how to combine, excuse me, Jing along with PowerPoint. They get some similar functionality that you will find in that tool we mentioned called Faststone, which, from what I've seen and heard, pretty nice tool. And as you can see towards the end of the previous video, I actually found, just kind of talking through some things that I had noticed before, the similar or same functionality. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it here real quick. And I want to put on some music. So let me see. There we go. If you can hear that in the background, cool. Remember, I think this is around early 80s, maybe late 70s. I remember this was on the soundtrack, or I seen it on the soundtrack for Scarface. So cool song, man. Just it reminds me a lot of my mom. Just she's still alive, still alive. Just the elegance of Cheryl Lynn, who was just really cool. Just reminds me a lot of my mom. So let me turn that down just a little bit. Hear myself think. So what we're gonna do? Remember your control panel for Jing. Right up here. If you can't see it, just click here. It should be in your system tray. So let's go get those crosshairs up again, and we're gonna select the image we want to highlight. So we're going to work back with Raiden. Now from here, what we're going to do is, remember I told you how we have the move cursor. We got those four triangles, right? And that moves your image around. That tells you can click, left click and move. Or if you move it to a border, like so, that tells you that you basically manipulate and resize that particular and relative border. Okay, so I'm going to do the left and right. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to click on the capture image. I'm going to call this Raiden Jing test. Oops, Jing test part 2. Now let's take a look at these tools that we have here on the left hand side. We've got our arrow tool, we've got our text tool, frame, highlight, and your color selection for your respective tool that you're using. Let's go with arrow first. Okay, you basically just click and drag in the direction you want the arrow to go. Right now my color is going to be red. So if I just click and drag up, bam. Okay, and then I can resize, swing it around. See these little squares here? Your little editing boxes. So I'll move it, just click and drag it to move it where you want. And I can also change the color, put it to white, which actually I might like it better. Go to green, let's see what blue looks like. I like the white, I like the white. Okay, it's got a little shadow contrast there as well. Now when we move over to the text, what that's going to do there, like again, you don't see any change in your actual cursor inside the box. You just click to activate that tool. And I'm going to say click, Raiden for access. One cool thing about this is that if you misspell, you don't have to worry about double clicking, highlighting, and adding a dictionary. As long as it is a word that you want to use that's spelled correctly. Otherwise, you might look silly if you misspell it. Now, I want to move this. So click and drag, folks, like always. Click and drag. That moves your text around. So we're going to put that here. Now, if you notice, we've got Microsoft Sans Serif, or Serif, however you pronounce it. I've also got, let's see, let's go with Simplified Arabic. And see how the text automatically changes? You don't have to highlight or select it, because the box, as you can see here, is already selected. So we go back, we can put in another one. So Lucidia. Alright, we'll leave it on that one for now. Now if you want to change the size of the box, right, and keep it proportionate to how you have this already set up, okay, all you simply have to do, instead of resizing here, which is going to affect your text, you simply click the decrease font size. Oops, excuse me. So let's undo. There we go. Increase the size, decrease the size. Okay, so you got to do. So let's bring it back down. Now the border, change the color if you desire. Go to yellow, go to red. I'm gonna keep it on blue. And then for the font color itself, like, oh wow, I lost my control panel for this. It's okay. Just click back on the little box here, the editing box, and bam, it reappears. So in there, we can change the color to blue, change it to green, purple, violet, whatever. Alright, I'm going to leave it on blue. Or excuse me, I'm going to go back to red. Make it pop a little. Now as you can see here, there are no options to do any type of word art, um, highlighting or anything like that. So there's a little bit of a disadvantage than using the PowerPoint combination we talked about. But that's okay. So let's get this speeded up here. So I'm going to leave that as it is for now. And then I'm going to go to the frame box and I'm going to click and drag. Alright. If you can hear, that's Weird Al Eat It. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's go back here. Don't you know I'm local? Like it, like it. Alright, so from here, we've got our box set. Now if you need to resize it, remember, just click on it. You'll see a little editing boxes come up. So get it right to the edge as best as you can. Okay? And that looks good on that side. Let's see. And that looks good on that side. I just need to do the top a little bit. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now if you want to highlight anything in particular, just click on the highlight button. Okay, and keep in mind with the frame, since we have our frame selected, again, if you want to change the color, got the white, but again, remember, we're posting this, usually it's going to be in Craigslist. So you want to make you do not want to make the background white, you want to make it a different color. So we can go red. And if you notice here, you got a little bit of a shadow on the inside, right? Blue, still got that little bit of a shadow, so I'm going to leave it on black. Now, from here, and actually I can probably move this a little more to the left, because that shadow is going to basically help hide the white. There we go. Now, let's go to the highlight, and again, just click and drag what you want to highlight, right, and size it up. If you want to put this over your text, you can do that. You want to put that over the eyeball, right? We'll do this little psychedelic eye right there, like a cyborg, right? And honestly, that's it. So you've got it named. I'm going to click on save. I'm going to save it to my folder here. Okay, it's going to be in the ping file again, ping format again. And that's it. We go back and double check it. And let's see. Oops. And there we go. And there it is. All for free, folks. Okay, all for free, just using the tools that you got. So if you got any questions, holler at me, let me know. You'll have my info should have already popped up as far as how to contact me. Look forward to working with you, and you guys take care and have a blessed one.